So, Ruby Rose has left the role of Batwoman after just one season, which is very surprising and shocking, as most of these stars like Grant Gustin, Stephen Amell, Melissa Benoist, etc. sign multiple year deals, contracts, which means generally they're going to be in that role for 5 to 7 seasons, 5 to 10 years. So it's very surprising that she has quit after one season. Now, as you know, I'm not the biggest fan of this program. I've seen up to episode 15. I've still got to catch up the rest of the season. But at parts it was good, parts it was bad. But I'm not going to be one of these people that just jump on the, oh my god, Ruby Rose is out. I didn't even watch the program, but I'm going to talk about it. I've seen a lot of people online talking about it on YouTube who, when you listen to what they're saying on Twitter and blah blah blah, you know they're not actually even watching it. So it is interesting how everyone is jumping on this without even watching a single episode. It's kind of how the new Superman and Lois Lane TV show is getting destroyed, is getting ridiculed before anyone's even seen one episode. So, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the pop culture based videos and not to miss any of my own personal views. So, Ruby Rose is out after Batwoman's first season. Now, overall, the season did quite bad, so to speak. It started off with 1.8 million views and went down as low to 600,000, which isn't a lot. Seeing as it's on a Sunday, it's on CW. Generally, CW gets between 1 to 2 million if you go by the earlier seasons of The Flash. So it averaged a 900,000 per episode, which isn't very good for a Batman-based property. Because although it's called Batwoman, it's pretty much a Batman show. Because every single episode, it's like, where's Bruce Wayne? What's Batman? Where's Bruce Wayne? So let's get into what Ruby Rose actually had to say was the reason. And I feel like a lot of people haven't done their research because something happened to Ruby Rose whilst filming, which is most likely the actual reason. So according to Variety.com, this is the statement she officially made. And obviously she's Australian, so I'm not even going to attempt to do an Australian voice because some people think I already am. I have made the very difficult decision not to return to Batwoman next season, said Ruby in a statement. This was not an easy decision. This was not a decision I made lightly, as I have the utmost respect for the cast and crew, everyone involved with the show in both Vancouver and LA. It was definitely shot only in Vancouver, so I presume it means the writing room, etc., the writers in LA. I'm beyond appreciative to Greg Berlanti, Sarah, and Caroline for not only giving me this incredible opportunity, but for welcoming me into the DC universe they have so beautifully created. Thank you to Peter, Ruth, Mark Pedowitz, and the team at Warner Bros. And the CW who put so much into this show and always believed in me. Thank you to everyone who made season 1 a success. I'm truly grateful. Well, I don't know if the first season was a success. If based on numbers, it got less than 1 million per episode, which is pretty weak for a CW show. Even Supernatural, that's been running for years and years, close matches that, which is ridiculous because it's been had like 25 seasons. So that is her statement. Obviously, she's not going to come out and say the real reason. Now, most people online seem to think the real reason is because she wants a Hollywood movie career. And as you know, the CW TV shows generally shoot from summer straight through. So they only get 1 or 2 months off a year. And if you want to be a Hollywood movie star, you've got no chance. So overall, this season, if you do it based on numbers, based on TVSeriesFinale.com, the demo was only 0.26. It wasn't really a strong first season. If you compare it to Arrow, Flash, Supergirl, maybe even Legends, it wasn't a very good season in the sense of ratings. Overall, the story was pretty decent. I only watched it due to Alice. Like I said, I'm not updated yet. I'm not up to the final episode. But it is interesting how they introduced Batman, they introduced Batwoman, they introduced Bruce Wayne. I've not actually seen that episode yet, but I have seen a clip of the ending. So it is interesting how they introduce everything. Trust me, CW have known that she's been leaving for months now because they're not just going to do it. So they are actively looking for someone new. Now, a lot of people haven't actually done any evidence or any research. Jokes. No, that's serious. So September 29th, 2019, Ruby Rose undergoes emergency surgery after Batwoman injury. So basically what happened is she got injured on set, but no YouTuber, no one else, or at least what I've seen, or at least most likely what I've seen on Twitter, no one's talking about this injury that she had. So let's go over what exactly happened. Ruby Rose revealed that show's production had to temporarily halt as she underwent surgery on set for an on-set injury. And she says this, "I was told I needed emergency surgery or I was in becoming paralyzed, okay? So it's probably, this is a very risky job. As you know, the stunts they do, they have stunt doubles, but they've still got to do some stunts themselves." She explained, "I had a herniated 2 discs doing stunts and they were close to severing my spinal cord. I was in chronic pain and yet couldn't feel my arms." Rose also included a video of her, pretty graphical, on her Instagram. So yeah, she had a major injury on set, yet no one seemed to think, okay, maybe she doesn't want to, she couldn't back out from the season halfway into it. So if she was going to back out, she had to wait to season to end. So I guarantee the reason she did this was because she got scared, because she had a very bad injury on set. But most people seem to think that she's leaving the role because of the LGBT, the lesbian and gay community that she's in. But obviously Batwoman is a lesbian character, but some people seem to think because of the backlash of that, and a lot of people do not like her in the Batwoman role. But what's interesting is if you actually get to the end of the season, I've seen most people actually turning around to her and actually starting to like her towards the end of the season. Now, I'm not on about the kind of negativity, the woke people who just like to say Batwoman's trash for the sake of it. When I discredit something or do not like something, it's because of a storyline. The storyline throughout was very strong for her sister Alice. Her storyline was very good, and from what I've seen at the moment, it's getting better. I've still got 5 episodes left. But as we know, Bruce Wayne Batman appears in the final episode. I know I've ruined it for myself, but with this kind of channel, I have to kind of ruin things for myself sometimes. So that is really the reason why she's out. She wants to do Hollywood movies, and she got injured on set, but no one seems to be able to do a quick Google search. Now, are they going to recast her? Yes, they've already said they're actively looking. Main star of a TV show exited anything this close in because it's only 1 season in, and I'm pretty sure the reason is she hurt herself and she wants to go to Hollywood, and that is pretty much the reasoning. Now, I do find it ridiculous that these channels that are hating on it throughout are now happy that she's left, and it's like, okay, cool, bro, but she's left, so she's turned down millions because it's reported that some of these characters earn up to $700,000 per episode, if not more. It's reported that Emily Bett Ricketts was making over $500,000 an episode for Arrow. So Ruby Rose hasn't left this show to do with money. In fact, she's actually losing a lot of money by not doing this show. It's clear this injury has hindered her health. Regardless to this Variety article saying the following, but a source familiar with the situation tells Variety that Rose's decision had nothing to do with her health or injury. Clearly it did, and she's most likely using it as a scapegoat to get out the role. Now, something that I found on Twitter that is hilarious, but I think she'd be perfect for the role, this might get some hate down below, is someone's trolling and saying, I've heard that Amber Heard is going to replace her as Batwoman, but Amber Heard wouldn't do this. She's like currently in a legal battle, but it's just funny. So Brooklyn Nine-Nine star Stephanie, I'm not even going to try to pronounce the last name. Apparently she's up for the role and a lot of fans want to take the role, but I'm sure there's going to be a lot of girls wanting this role because getting a stable job in Hollywood is very hard for anyone. And if you're a lead for a TV show, you've got a job basically for 10 years. So it is going to be pretty interesting. So a lot of people are suggesting on Twitter that being a member of the LGBTQ community is hard, and Ruby's departure from CW Batwoman proves this. So apparently it's to do with that, and some people saying it's these toxic bloggers and fanboys need to stop at any cost. So a lot of people implying it's the YouTubers that hated on this Batwoman TV show, which I kind of agree with because some of them are a bit too hard. Now, if you're criticizing the TV show, that's another thing other than criticizing her. We've never criticized her, we've criticized the storyline. I think the first season was a victim of a bad storyline. They had no direction. Crisis on Infinite Earth really messed up the season, and it's messed up everything. So I actually am kind of gutted for her because I don't really want to see a new person taking over as Batwoman, as it's pretty much a staple role when you get the role. So it's going to be interesting to see who's going to take our role forward. There's loads of people saying, why doesn't Kirsten Stewart jump on it? I mean, it's like, really? it's interesting. So obviously, because they start shooting most likely in August, September, when you know what happens is gone, because we don't like to say that because YouTube is still demonetizing stuff. So whenever they start shooting again, it will be interesting to see who actually does this. But we are a channel that actually have watched some of this. Now, I've been seeing people on Instagram, YouTube, Twitch, blah, 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 talking about this that don't even watch the show, which I find interesting because maybe their outlook's very different. It's an outlook from someone who never even watched the show talking about the show. Is that a better outlook than someone that watched most of the show, or at least watched a good proportion of it, to make a judgment if she was a good Batwoman? So it's interesting. So it's like an outsider. You never even watched the show, and yet I see people on Twitter trashing her who have never clearly watched it. It's the same scenario with the Lois Lane in Superman TV show. Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of Tyler Hoechlin playing Superman, but I'll give it a go. I mean, there's nothing better. There's going to be nothing better to watch when it comes out. So yeah, I will watch it. But yeah, there's so much hate on Twitter, but Twitter's toxic anyway. So yeah, the internet is going crazy for Stephanie. I am Stephanie Beats from Brooklyn Nine-Nine. People are going mental, saying, to be fair, I think she does look like Batwoman. Just give her red hair and she's good to go. She is a pretty good actress, so either her or Amber Heard, but Amber Heard's obviously not going to be the case. That's more of a joke. So like always, guys, please like, subscribe, and comment. And like always, guys, let me know down below whatever content you want next. Follow me on Twitch, twitch.tv/warstew, and we'll catch you in another video very soon. Catch ya later.